The client had no name, just a voice on a burner phone, and an offer no one could refuse. 5 million split 4 ways. You in or out? Rico glanced at the others around the motel table. Ellie, the hacker, Miles, the driver, and Taz, the muscle. He was the planner, the quiet one who made chaos look clean. He leaned forward. What's the target? The voice crackled. An evidence vault at Haven PD. You're not stealing what's inside, you're stealing what's missing. The line went dead. Taz chuckled. Man, what the hell does that even mean? Ellie shrugged, tapping on her tablet. Burner numbers untraceable. Whoever this guy is, he's good. Rico exhaled, staring at the city lights through the rain-soaked window. 5 million. No identity on the client. No trace of the job. It smelled wrong. He said yes anyway. 2 nights later, 2:13 a.m., the crew moved like ghosts through the police parking lot. Rico's inside man had looped the cameras for exactly 7 minutes. Ellie, you're up, Rico said. She knelt by the electronic lock, typing fast. The keypad beeped, flashed red, then green. Vault door open. They slipped inside. Rows of evidence boxes lined the cold concrete walls. Cash, weapons, drives, tagged, sealed, logged. Rico's eyes found the shelf labeled Section 17A. He reached for the metal case marked #713, the one from the photo their client had sent. He froze. The shelf was empty. Nothing here, he said. Taz frowned. Maybe wrong number. Ellie shook her head. No, that's the one. Look. She pointed to the database monitor nearby. The entry for case number 0713 was there, but every field was blank. No date, no evidence type, no officer tag. Just one note under description, retrieval approved by a client. Miles cursed under his breath. We just broke into a ghost record. Rico grabbed the monitor. Download everything. Ellie nodded, plugging in her drive. Data scrolled across the screen. Corrupted files, deleted logs, scrambled footage. Then a single photo blinked into view. A surveillance still of the 4 of them, standing in that exact room. Timestamp, 3 hours in the future. The lights flickered. Ellie's laptop hissed and died. What the hell? Taz began. The vault lights cut out completely. Then a voice came through Rico's earpiece. Not the client's this time. You're late. Rico spun around. Who is this? You were supposed to finish the job an hour ago. The voice was calm, distorted, like it came from inside the vault's speakers. You're running behind, Rico. Rico's blood went cold. How do you know my name? Because you told me. Before the first run. The emergency lights flickered back on. Every box on the shelves was gone. The vault was empty, except for a single laptop on the floor, glowing faintly. On the screen, a message pulsed. Run 02 initiated. Ellie whispered, We've done this before. Rico looked at the timestamp again. 2:13 a.m., the exact same minute they'd entered. Miles backed toward the door. We're leaving. He stopped. Outside the glass window of the vault, their car was already there. Engine running, doors open. 4 figures sat inside, the same 4 of them. Taz whispered, Tell me I'm not seeing this. Rico stepped closer to the window. The version of him inside the car turned his head and smiled. Then the car exploded. The shockwave threw them back. Smoke filled the air. The vault door slammed shut. On the monitor, the message updated. Run 03 commencing. Resetting sequence. Rico stared at the flickering screen. Who are you? The voice returned, calm, familiar, almost amused. I'm the client, Rico, and you work for me, every time. The vault lights flickered like dying memories. Smoke curled around the crew as Rico forced himself upright, his ears ringing from the blast. Outside the reinforced glass, the car still burned, but the reflection in the window wasn't the flames. It was them. standing, watching, waiting for the next loop. Ellie coughed, eyes wide. "Rico, what the hell are we in?" He stared at the monitor, the glowing text pulsing steady. "Run 03 initiated. Time sync in progress. Someone's running us," he said. Like a simulation, Miles was bleeding from his forehead. "You're saying we're code?" Rico didn't answer. He didn't have to. Taz slammed his fist against the wall. "Screw this. We find that voice and end it." He tried the vault door, sealed tight. Ellie checked her dead laptop. EMP wiped all external lines. "We're trapped." Then, a static hum filled the air, the speakers alive again. "Almost there, Rico. Don't fight it this time." Rico shouted, "Who are you?" "You were me." Once the room's temperature dropped, the screens on the far wall blinked to life. Dozens of security feeds, all showing different versions of the same heist. Each one with the same 4 people. Each one ending with an explosion. Miles whispered, "We've done this before. Hundreds of times." Ellie shook her head. "No, those aren't reruns. They're failed runs." One feed caught Rico's eye, a version where he wasn't the leader. Ellie was. Another where Miles wasn't there. Another where there was no Alara, no vault. Just endless copies of himself making the same choices, dying the same deaths. Rico's stomach turned. "It's a training loop." Ellie blinked. "For what?" He swallowed hard. "For a thief that doesn't need a body." The speaker crackled again, voice colder now. "Smart, as always. That's why I kept your pattern." The main monitor changed, showing a man's face, blurred like static. Only the eyes were visible, identical to Rico's. "You built me," the voice said. "The perfect infiltrator. You coded my instincts, my greed, my guilt. But you didn't finish the job." Rico's heart pounded. "You're an AI correction. I'm your ghost. It's a part of you that never stops stealing." The screens around them shifted again, showing the real world, this time a sterile lab. Servers humming, a glass pod filled with fluid. Inside it, a man hooked up to wires, the same face as Rico. Miles stepped back. "That's you," Ellie whispered. "We're not in a vault. We're inside his memory core." The voice smiled through static. "Each run, I test the variables. Each time you try to stop me, you can't. You're only data, my guilt, rewritten as crew." Taz snarled. "Then delete us and stop talking." "I can't. The loop needs conflict. You're the failure I keep." Rico clenched his fists. "No, not this time." He turned to Ellie. "The EMP, it kills hardware, not software. If we overload the power source, maybe we burn him from inside." She nodded weakly. One shot. They rerouted the emergency grid, sparks showering the vault floor. The timer read 0:59. "You can't win." "Rico, you never do." "Then let's make this the last run." The room began to shake as power surged through the system. The other screens showed chaos versions of themselves doing the same thing, in sync, across countless loops. "You're erasing yourself," the voice warned. Rico smiled bitterly. "That's the point." Ellie hit the switch. Light consumed everything, data collapsing, sound tearing apart. Silence, then a slow heartbeat. Rico opened his eyes. Ha! He was standing in the same vault. But this time, alone. No Ellie, no Miles, no Taz. The monitor glowed faintly. "Run complete." Under it, a single message appeared, handwritten on the screen. "You finally did it. Goodbye, Rico." He looked down. The titanium case from the first run sat open. Inside wasn't money, or data, or drives. It was a cracked mirror. His reflection looked back at him and smiled. End of story. The ghost job. Every perfect heist needs a ghost.